Afternoon. It's April 14th. Still too cold to get my giant Marconis outside. Just want to show you what's going on here. You can see let's see if I can get right here and show you. The leaf curling on the edges. See how it's curled up? Curled up. Let's see. Curled up. That's letting me know these things are root bound and they need to be upplanted again. I was hoping, these are 16-ounce cups. I started them in 8-ounce cups, went to 16-ounce cups, and was hoping that I could get my pepper plants outside, but it's just not going to work. I'm afraid I'm going to lose them if I don't get them transplanted. So what I did is I went ahead and went and got some more 32-ounce cups to get these things transplanted in. And you can see we've got some new growth coming out since we topped them. We topped them to make a short, stocky, bushy plant because these peppers get huge. I've had them longer than 1-gallon milk jugs and just as long as a 2-liter Pepsi bottle. So they get real long, heavy peppers, and if the plant's real tall and gangly, they snap the stalks in the wind. And here in central Indiana, Zone 5, we have high winds through the spring and high winds early into summer. As we get on into summer, it seems to slow down a little bit. But these, you can see, they're starting to come out really nice. That's what we want. We stopped that vertical growth, and now we're getting into the horizontal growth. I can see the nodes popping out right here, or the leaves popping out at the leaf node where it comes off the main stalk. But I'll show you what we got here. I just transplanted that one, and it was pretty bad root bound. Okay. When you can take your plant out of your cup and all you see is white, and you hold it and there's no soil falling off, you know it's time to transplant them. I'm hoping that's showing up. It's that one was really bad. This one doesn't seem, it's not as bad on the bottom. So we'll break these roots loose on the bottom so they won't keep spiraling around the cup. And what I've done here, it's the same mix, Pro Mix, that I've amended with, there's 14 cups. So I put 14 cups of the Pro Mix. I added about a half a cup, small handful, probably half a cup, of this tomato and vegetable fertilizer at 364. I added about a tablespoon of Epsom salt because this is magnesium sulfate. Peppers love magnesium. So we added a little bit of magnesium, and we added about, I don't know, a half a cup of earthworm castings. Now these things are probably only going to be in these, we bought a sleeve of these. They're only going to be, they're going from this size cup to this size cup. And they're only going to be in this size cup. We're hoping the first week of May. But usually in Indiana, it's Mother's Day. But I think I can get by with a week early because I've got frost blankets I can cover them with. So I'm going to shoot for the first day of May, getting them transplanted. So what I'll do is, brand new cup, take just a pencil, and I'll poke a hole all the way through the cup, and then go on the opposite side, making a cross. poke it through there. And then I'll take my cup, get some soil in there, pour it in there. And we may have to take a little bit of this soil out, but that's okay. Yep, we'll just dump a little bit out. Put this plant down in there, and there's plenty of room all the way around the outside diameter of this plant to put some more soil in here. That's going to help those roots on the side of this plant. Every year, you think I'd learn by now, every year I start them about 3 weeks too early because I'm bored. But I swear to you, next year I'm going to wait 3 more weeks later. I've already got a little journal in there. I try to keep a journal every year. I don't know what happened to it last year. I lost my book, so I don't know my start date. Well, I guess I could go back and look at my videos if I did a pepper plant last year. And then I just pack it down like that. And that's really all you need to do. And you can see, again, we're getting some nice top growth. And that's going to grow out 2 shoots, but it's going to be a shorter, bushier plant than a tall, gangly plant. When I first started growing these, I wouldn't top them, and they would get almost as tall as me. You know, you're looking at over 5 feet tall, and even in the cages, I've got some heavy-duty tomato cages that I put around them. The branches would, with the weight of the pepper, would snap in the wind. So I found that if I just go ahead and top these plants when they're small, that helps out quite a bit. So let's see. It keeps them short and stocky. Yeah. You can see. When you do that, none of the soil falls off. You can see the bottom of the plant. It's past time to be transplanted. I started seeing signs that it's not a deficiency because I don't have any discoloration on the leaves. The leaves are still nice and green, but when you see this curling, you know something's going on. There's no discoloration of the plant. So it's really not a deficiency in the plant. But I knew something was up with this. If I can get it. That leaf curl. And there's no insects on it. There's no pests or no insects. There's certain insects that'll get on your plants and it'll cause the leaves to curl, but I checked them all over. There's no insect damage. It's just they needed transplanting. I've let them go too long. And there again, I started them about 3 weeks too early. So I'll learn, or I'll go through this again next year. But I just wanted to make a little video here on how I transplant these giant Marconis. And if you're growing them and you start seeing these little curled leaves, see some of these plants, they look just fine. There's a little yellowing on these first leaves that come out, but you know, they're in a 8-ounce cup and they're this size plant. I expected that. I don't really have anything going on this one, but the worse it looks on these plants, like this one right here, this one's probably heavily root bound, like this plant right here. So there's your little sign to look for if you're growing. I guess it'd be the same for any pepper plant. I grow mostly giant Marconis every year. We seem to eat more of those, and we like these peppers, and they've got a good flavor. They're a sweet pepper. They're just a huge bell pepper. Not quite a bell shape. They're more longer, and they've got a smoky, like it's been grilled almost flavor, but it's sweet. So that's why we grow these, and they're really nice to stuff because they really get really long. You can get a lot of stuffing mixture, whatever you decide to put in there to stuff them with. They're a really big pepper plant once they get going. And hopefully, with any luck, Lord willing, we'll get a harvest out of these things. There we go. We pack it on the bottom. Get these sticks out of there. And we'll get these transplanted. What I should have already done. But I got busy with other things, trying to get everything going. We've had really cold weather, then warm weather. We got a big jump. We got some stuff outside. Our potatoes are starting to come up above ground. We got our blueberry plants planted, and now the buds are starting to open up on those guys. Let's do this one right here and see what we... This is a really curled one. So what we'll do is get these things transplanted so that in 2-3 weeks, oh yeah, you can do that. No soil falls off, you know. You can see that. And that, it's what's causing the curling of the leaves. You can really see that leaf curl right there. But other than that, they look in pretty good shape. We'll get them all transplanted and watered in real good. And then maybe here in 3 weeks, they should hold out for another 3 weeks in these cups. About the time they're showing signs of leaf curling again where they need to be, transplanted, they'll be ready to go outside. Just take a pencil, go all the way through my cup. Take a cup of soil. Take and kind of center this plant up so I can get soil all the way around it with those roots growing out the side like that. They need a little bit more soil contact because they didn't have any in these cups. It was just the roots growing right up to the base of the cup or the sides of the cup. And I think that's why they were showing these curdling leaves. They was looking for more place to grow and there wasn't any. We tap it on the bottom and settle that soil down in there. And there you go. One transplanted giant Marconi plant. Hopefully in 3 weeks we can get them outside. The mixture again is however many cups I had. I think 14. I did 14 cups of soil. Half a cup of granular organic fertilizer. Half a cup of earthworm castings. And a tablespoon of Epsom salt for the magnesium. And that should do it. That should give us just enough nutrients in this mix to get them into the late spring where we can get them planted in the ground, and we'll do a video on that when we get ready to plant them. I'll show you one more. And this is what you don't want. And then some of them, it's very hard to have to bust the cups apart. Yeah, well, that's not as bad as I thought. Well, there you go. Beautiful plants. Just root bound. And we'll get these transplanted up. We'll make another video when we go to plant them in the garden, and I'll show you how I do them to get those huge peppers. Thanks for watching.